Hi, this is Ryan from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a card using some watercolor paints, and these are the Kuretake watercolor paints, and I got the set of 24 with the coupon at Hobby Lobby. I also got this 4x6 inch watercolor paper, and this is hot press, and I got this at Jerry Autorama, and I got this from Technique Tuesday, and I'm going to make a card for my friend. So this one, I'm going to use I Treasure Your Friendship. I went ahead and spritzed my watercolor pans with some water to get them loose. And then I'm going to be using a small watercolor paintbrush. This is a 5 round. And also this is a 10 round. So I believe I'm going to be using both, or one, I'm not sure yet. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to create swatches for my watercolor pans. And I keep that aside so that way I can refer back to the colors that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The good thing about this pad is that it has adhesive on both sides, so it keeps it nice and flat. So that's why I like these. So I'm going to go ahead and wet my paint brush. And I'm going to just create some veining, and you have to like lightly bring your brush almost to the tip and just create veins like that. One of the tricks that I found out is, in order to make very nice little branches, is to really hold your brush very lightly and on its tip, and then just drag it around your paper. And that's what I did here. I wanted the tree trunks on the base of the tree to be a lot thicker, but then I really wanted the branches branching out very thin. So here I'm creating the flowers for my cherry blossom, and I'm just putting a lot of paint and just dabbing it on around the tree, all the tree trunks and the branches. You also want to put the flowers very loose. You don't want to make like a really thick cluster, because it doesn't look natural. And what I was looking for this piece is to simulate like the flowers are being blown away by the wind, and the wind is coming from the left to the right, blowing those cherry blossoms out to the right side. I also wanted to make sure I left enough space for my saying, which is going to go underneath it. And then the last thing I did is I connected some of those cherry blossoms to the branches with a little bit of brown and a very thin line. So I'm using black Carvel ink with my stamp, and I'm just stamping it underneath the branches there on the right hand side. So my card is done. So now I'm ready to place it on the card base. And actually, before I place it on the card base, I decided to emboss the edges with a line. So I'm cutting the card base now and making sure that my card measures exactly where it needs to measure. And I had to cut down the card a little bit, but here I'm just taking my Fisker cutter and using a bun folder, and I'm just creating that edge, like a framing edge around my card. And it looks very nice. In real life, it really looks very nice. So now I'm just placing it down on my card, and I'm going to let that to dry. My card is, the card front is finished, but I want to put something in the middle, because as you can see the texture. So what I got is tracing paper. I don't have vellum. So I took a piece of tracing paper, and the tracing paper, it's 11.5 by 8. So what I did is I just cut it at a little under 4 inches, like maybe 3 7/8 inches. So that way it fits nicely in here. I'm just going to make sure it fits. And actually I got to cut a little more. It's too large for my card, so let me go ahead and cut it just a little bit. And let's go ahead and place it here. Let's see if it's gonna fit. Perfect. But before I add it there, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp a saying in the middle here, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this lucky. I count myself lucky to call you a friend. that here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this little vase with flowers here. And then what I want to do is I want to watercolor the flowers in. So I just put in a little bit of red on the petals with a little drop of yellow in the centers. And then I'm just using my blue paint to simulate water. And then the last thing I want to do is to put some glitter glue on the centers of my flowers, and then just making sure that I dry it with my heat tool before, or actually that's a hair dryer, before I place it on the card, because I did not want to have that glitter glue smudging to the other side of the card. So this tape is special vellum tape, so once you put it on, you don't see it against the vellum. So that's what I use in order to glue, and you put a little tape, a little piece on each side. A nice little simple card. So when she opens it, and some of the glitter transfer over, but that's okay. I was impatient, but it still looks nice. So there's the inside saying of my card, and there's the outside. So a little nice little handmade card. Not a lot of fuss. You can do this with any of your materials that you have in hand. The only thing you really need is kind of a nice little stamp, which I do have from Technique Tuesday. And I'm trying to get more of these type of stamps that are good for cards and with multiple sayings. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.